move to Jordi now. He's going to give us a regional perspective of ocean monitoring here in Catalonia. He's going to introduce ICATMAR. So Jordi, he's a senior researcher here at ICM. He's the head of Operational Oceanography, Institut Català de Recerca per la Governança del Mar, ICATMAR. His main interests are the understanding of ocean turbulence and its roles in Earth's climate, with particular attention to the upper layers of the ocean between sub-mesoscales and mesoscales. His research combined the theoretical developments with the analysis of ocean numerical models and ocean observations such as satellite data. So thank you, Jordi. The floor is yours. I think we are running out of time. We're not going to have enough time for discussions, but okay, just two presentations. The floor is yours.
I'll be very short. Just, I would like to recall the words of a very famous Catalan poet who said that the way for being deeply global is to be deeply local. So essentially, I'm trying to convince you that our local work is very important at global scales. So essentially, what we are.
No, next.
Next. Okay, sorry. So essentially what we are, Catalonia, we are Catalans. Catalonia is a medium-sized maritime power in the European Mediterranean region. So that means that we have some challenges, some problems, some situations. Well, in our particular case, we are a hotspot of climate change. So for us, climate change is going to be a very bad thing for us. Secondly, we are Europeans. And as Europeans, we have to implement several European directives, and we have to dialogue with the European Union. And at regional level in Catalonia, we have implemented a new governance system. All these things have in common that they are based on scientific knowledge. So because of this, the Catalan government created 5 years ago the ICATMAR, the Catalan Institute for Research, the Institut Català de Governança del Mar. I'm not able to say it in English, which is essentially a public organization, a joint body between the Catalan government and the CSIC, the Institute of Marine Sciences, where we are. So essentially, what we did. Okay. So ICATMAR essentially focuses on two main areas. On one side, it focuses on fisheries monitoring that started in 2018. And on the other side, focuses on operational oceanography that started just 1 year ago. Since I am the responsible of the operational oceanography, and this talk has a physical bias, and I will focus on operational oceanography, but I can explain whatever you want, or we can discuss whatever you need in the cocktail or the page. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of operational oceanography, remember, in terms of operational oceanography, what we did when we started is just to do an analysis of which were the gaps in our area. We are in the northwestern part of the Mediterranean Sea. There are several institutions that are doing observations in this area. So essentially, what we did was to see what do we miss. And based on this idea of what do we miss, because in our DNA is the collaboration between institutions and between countries, we planified an observing network that will fill all the gaps that we have identified. This operational network has two main ideas. On one side is to collaborate between the different actors, and on the other side to contribute to all international programs. Not only this, but also this observing network should adhere to the FAIR principles. It should be accessible, easy to access. It should have all these criteria. So what we did is we are implementing three types of instruments. The first one is the high frequency radars. So we are in the frontier between what is the classical remote sensing, which has been part of my activity for more than 20 years, and which is in-situ measurements. The second thing that we will implement, or that we are implementing, are the classical mirrored buoys. Here you have an example that we have co-designed with a meteorological agency here in Catalonia. And the third one are drifting buoys. And in this way, for example, we will contribute to the main programs like Argo and the SVT program managed by NOAA. And we will use different types of Argo measuring different things in the upper layers of the ocean. So, as I said, what we did is just to look at the map in our area to identify the gaps that we should that we have, and from this build an observing network that would cover the whole Catalan coast. So what we are doing is we originally had 3 radar antennas in the southern part of Catalonia. The government of Catalonia will deploy, with our advice, will deploy or is deploying 7 additional antennas. So right now we have 5 antennas. You can access them. I will show you the access. We have 5 antennas operating. They are operational, and we expect that next by the end of the year we will have completed this network, or we will have a network of 7 antennas. Not only this, but we are working with authorities. We are working with our colleagues the north of the border, and we are trying to deploy 8 antenna in the northern part of Catalonia, the French part of Catalonia, in Canet-Rosselló. Not only, as I said, not only we will deploy these 7 antennas, which are most of them are already operational, but we will deploy also 5 moored buoys all along the coast. I don't know if you can see them, but they are marked. They are marked all around the coast. And yeah, thank you. Much more clever than me. And not only this, we are becoming a hub of information in our area. We are negotiating with Portos del Estado. We are negotiating with Laboratoire d'Oceanologie de Banyuls. We are negotiating with the Université de Perpignan. And we are trying to collect all the data in this area to generate homogeneous and standard products for the Northwestern Mediterranean Sea. So I was taught to talk about the observation parts, which is only half of what we are doing. I would like just to recall that we are also doing forecasting. We are developing different numerical models with a more or less a common lead at 800 meters. We are developing 2 different models with different physical kernels. I won't enter into this, but take into account that we are not only doing observations, but we are also doing forecasting. So, yeah.